Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A power tool for smoothing or shaping wood. An aircraft that has a fixed wing and is powered by propellers or jets. The flight was delayed due to trouble with the airplane. A carpenter's hand tool with an adjustable blade for smoothing or shaping wood. The cabinetmaker used a plane for the finish work. Travel on the surface of water. Mathematics, an unbounded two-dimensional shape. We will refer to the plane of the graph as the xy plane. Having a surface without slope, tilt in which no part is higher or lower than another. A plane surface. Cut or remove with or as if with a plane. A level of existence or development. He lived on a worldly plane. Make even or smooth, with or as with a carpenter's plane. Plane the top of the door. A power tool for smoothing or shaping wood. A power tool for smoothing or shaping wood. An aircraft that has a fixed wing and is powered by propellers or jets. An aircraft that has a fixed wing and is powered by propellers or jets. The flight was delayed due to trouble with the airplane. A carpenter's hand tool with an adjustable blade for smoothing or shaping wood. A carpenter's hand tool with an adjustable blade for smoothing or shaping wood. Used of milk and milk products from which the cream has been removed. Yogurt made with skim milk. Examine hastily. Read superficially. Reading or glancing through quickly. Move or pass swiftly and lightly over the surface of. Cuz to skip over a surface. Travel on the surface of water. Remove from the surface. Skim cream from the surface of milk. A thin layer covering the surface of a liquid. There was a thin skim of oil on the water. Coat, a liquid, with a layer. Paper used for writing or printing. A large piece of fabric, usually canvas fabric, by means of which wind is used to propel a sailing vessel. Bed linen consisting of a large rectangular piece of cotton or linen cloth, used in pairs. Nautical, a line, rope or chain, that regulates the angle at which a sail is set in relation to the wind. A flat artifact that is thin relative to its length and width. Mathematics, an unbounded two-dimensional shape. Newspaper with half-size pages. Any broad thin expanse or surface. A sheet of ice. Come down as if in sheets. The rain was sheeting down during the monsoon. Cover with a sheet, as if by wrapping. Sheet the body. A deflated pneumatic tire. Freight car without permanent sides or roof. A suite of rooms usually on one floor of an apartment house. Lacking the expected range or depth, not designed to give an illusion or depth. A flat two-dimensional painting. In a forthright manner, candidly or frankly. Came out flat for less work and more pay. Not modified or restricted by reservations. A flat refusal. Not reflecting light, not glossy. Flat wall paint. Lacking stimulating characteristics, uninteresting. A flat joke. lacking taste or flavor or tang. Having a surface without slope, tilt in which no part is higher or lower than another. A flat desk. Sounded or spoken in a tone unvarying in pitch. Stretched out and lying at full length along the ground. Found himself lying flat on the floor. Flattened laterally along the whole length, e.g., certain leaf stalks or flatfishes. A level tract of land. The salt flats of Utah. A musical notation indicating 1/2 step lower than the note named. A shallow box in which seedlings are started. Commercially inactive. Flat sales for the month. Having a relatively broad surface in relation to depth or thickness. Flat computer monitors. Having lost effervescence. Flat beer. Horizontally level. A flat roof. Lacking contrast or shading between tones. Of a musical note, lowered in pitch by one chromatic semitone. B flat. Scenery consisting of a wooden frame covered with painted canvas, part of a stage setting. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. Indicator that establishes the horizontal when a bubble is centered in a tube of liquid. A flat surface at right angles to a plumb line. Park the car on the level. Direct into a position for use. Of the score in a contest. Become level or even. The ground leveled off. Tear down so as to make flat with the ground. The building was leveled. An abstract place usually conceived as having depth. A good actor communicates on several levels. A relative position or degree of value in a graded group. Having a surface without slope, tilt in which no part is higher or lower than another. Acres of level farmland. Not showing abrupt variations. Spoke in a level voice. A position on a scale of intensity or amount or quality. A high level of care is required. A structure consisting of a room or set of rooms at a single position along a vertical scale. What level is the office on? Make level or straight. Level the ground. Aim at. Level criticism or charges at somebody. Being on a precise horizontal plane. A billiard table must be level. Height above ground. The water reached ankle level. Oriented at right angles to the plumb. The picture is level. Talk frankly with. Lay it on the line. I have to level with you. Cut closely. Cut the price of. The act of removing hair with a razor. Cut or remove with or as if with a plane. The machine shaved off fine layers from the piece of wood. Make shavings of or reduce to shavings. Shave the radish. Remove body hair with a razor. Touch the surface of lightly. His back shaved the counter in passing. To a greater degree or extent, used with comparisons. Looked sick and felt even worse. Of the score in a contest. occurring at fixed intervals. The even rhythm of his breathing. Become even or more even. Even out the surface. Make even or more even. Symmetrically arranged. Even features. Make level or straight. The latter part of the day, the period of decreasing daylight from late afternoon until nightfall. He enjoyed the evening light across the lake. Equal in degree or extent or amount, or equally matched or balanced. Even amounts of butter and sugar. Being level or straight or regular and without variation as e.g. in shape or texture, or being in the same plane or at the same height as something else, i.e. even with. An even application of varnish. Divisible by 2. A tool driven by a motor. A non-buoyant aircraft that requires a source of power to hold it aloft and to propel it. A tool used with workers' hands. Any cutting tool with a sharp cutting edge, as a chisel or knife or plane or gouge. The activity of flying a glider. The act of moving smoothly along a surface while remaining in contact with it. A vowel-like sound that serves as a consonant. Cause to move or pass silently, smoothly, or imperceptibly. Fly in or as if in a glider plane. Move smoothly and effortlessly. The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. The composition presents problems for students of musical form. The phonological or orthographic sound or appearance of a word that can be used to describe or identify something. The inflected forms of a word can be represented by a stem in a list of inflections to be attached. Make something, usually for a specific function. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. Establish or impress firmly in the mind. A body of students who are taught together. Create, as an entity. Social groups form everywhere. Biology. A group of organisms within a species that differ in trivial ways from similar groups. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. Sculpture as a form of art. A life-size dummy used to display clothes. Develop into a distinctive entity. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. To compose or represent. This wall forms the background of the stage setting. Give shape or form to. Form the young child's character. Physical chemistry. A distinct state of matter in a system. Matter that is identical in chemical composition and physical state and separated from other material by the phase boundary. A mold for setting concrete. They built elaborate forms for pouring the foundation. An ability to perform well. He was at the top of his form. An arrangement of the elements in a composition or discourse. The essay was in the form of a dialogue. A particular mode in which something is manifested. His resentment took the form of extreme hostility. A printed document with spaces in which to write. He filled out his tax form. Assume a form or shape. The water formed little beads. The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. Make something, usually for a specific function. Shape a figure. A concrete representation of an otherwise nebulous concept. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. He could barely make out their shapes. The state of good health, especially in the phrases in condition, or in shape, or out of condition, or out of shape. Shape or influence. Give direction to. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. Geometry is the mathematical science of shape. The supreme headquarters that advises NATO on military matters and oversees all aspects of the Allied Command Europe. Give shape or form to. Shape the dough. The omission that is made when an editorial change shortens a written passage. Weed out unwanted or unnecessary things. We had to lose weight, so we cut the sugar from our diet. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. The employer wants to cut back health benefits. The act of penetrating or opening open with a sharp edge. His cut in the lining revealed the hidden jewels. Made neat and tidy by trimming. In baseball, a batter's attempt to hit a pitched ball. He took a vicious cut at the ball. Used of rates or prices, reduced usually sharply. Lessen the strength or flavor of a solution or mixture. Cut bourbon. Cut and assemble the components of. Cut recording tape. Used of grass or vegetation, cut down with a hand implement or machine. Reduce in scope while retaining essential elements. The act of cutting something into parts. His cuts were skillful. Refuse to acknowledge. She cut him dead at the meeting. Turn sharply. Change direction abruptly. The car cut to the left at the intersection. Be able to manage or manage successfully. She could not cut the long days in the office. Mixed with water. Sold cut whiskey. A refusal to recognize someone you know. The act of shortening something by chopping off the ends. The barber gave him a good cut. Sports. A stroke that puts reverse spin on the ball. Cuts do not bother a good tennis player. Style and tailor in a certain fashion. Cut a dress. With parts removed. The drastically cut film. A wound made by cutting. He put a bandage over the cut. Create by duplicating data. Cut a disk. Cease, stop. Cut the noise. Cut off the testicles, of male animals such as horses. A piece of meat that has been cut from an animal carcass. Make out an issue. Cut a ticket. A trench resembling a furrow that was made by erosion or excavation. A remark capable of wounding mentally. The unkindest cut of all. Intentionally fail to attend. Cut class. A distinct selection of music from a recording or a compact disc. He played the first cut on the CD. The division of a deck of cards before dealing. He insisted that we give him the last cut before every deal. Of a male animal, having the testicles removed. A cut horse. Cuz to stop operating by disengaging a switch. Cut the engine. A canal made by erosion or excavation. Allow incision or separation. This bread cuts easily. An unexcused absence from class. He was punished for taking too many cuts in his math class. A share of the profits. Everyone got a cut of the earnings. A step on some scale. He is a cut above the rest. Discharge from a group. The coach cut 2 players from the team. Dissolve by breaking down the fat of. Soap cuts grease. Divide a deck of cards at random into 2 parts to make selection difficult. Wayne cut. Fashioned or shaped by cutting. A well-cut suit. Fell by sawing. Hew. The Vietnamese cut a lot of timber while they occupied Cambodia. Film. An immediate transition from one shot to the next. The cut from the accident scene to the hospital seemed too abrupt. Form by probing, penetrating, or digging. Cut a hole. Form or shape by cutting or incising. Cut paper dolls. Function as a cutting instrument. This knife cuts well. Give the appearance or impression of. Cut a nice figure. Grow through the gums. The new tooth is cutting. Have a reducing effect. This cuts into my earnings. Have grow through the gums. The baby cut a tooth. Hit a ball with a spin so that it turns in the opposite direction. Cut a ping pong ball. Make an abrupt change of image or sound. Cut from one scene to another. Make an incision or separation. Cut along the dotted line. Make a recording of. Cut the songs. Move one's fist. His opponent cut upward toward his chin. Pass directly and often in haste. We cut through the neighbor's yard to get home sooner. Pass through or across. The boat cut the water. Penetrate injuriously. The glass from the shattered windshield cut into her forehead. Perform or carry out. Cut a caper. Reap or harvest. Cut grain. Record a performance on a medium. Cut a record. Separated into parts or laid open or penetrated with a sharp edge or instrument. The cut surface was modeled. Separate with or as if with an instrument. Shorten as if by severing the edges or ends of. Cut my hair. Stop filming. Cut a movie scene. The act of reducing the amount or number. The mayor proposed extensive cuts in the city budget. The style in which a garment is cut. A dress of traditional cut. Of pages of a book, having the folds of the leaves trimmed or slit. The cut pages of the book. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. A remarkable degree of frankness. A measure for arcs and angles. There are 360 degrees in a circle. An award conferred by a college or university signifying that the recipient has satisfactorily completed a course of study. He earned his degree at Princeton summa cum laude. A position on a scale of intensity or amount or quality. It is all a matter of degree. A unit of temperature on a specified scale. The game was played in spite of the 40-degree temperature. The highest power of a term or variable. The seriousness of something, e.g., a burn or crime. Murder in the second degree. Plan, organize, and carry out an event. The neighboring tribe staged an invasion. Perform, a play, especially on a stage. We are going to stage Othello. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. At what stage are the social sciences? Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. We are in a transitional stage in which many former ideas must be revised or rejected. A small platform on a microscope where the specimen is mounted for examination. A section or portion of a journey or course. Then we embarked on the second stage of our Caribbean cruise. A large coach and four formerly used to carry passengers and mail on regular routes between towns. We went out of town together by stage about 10 or 12 miles. A large platform on which people can stand and can be seen by an audience. He clambered up onto the stage and got the actors to help him into the box. Any scene regarded as a setting for exhibiting or doing something. All the world's a stage. The theater is a profession, usually, the stage. An early movie simply showed a long kiss by two actors of the contemporary stage. Be oriented. The weather vane points north. Sail close to the wind. Repair the joints of bricks. Point a chimney. Any of 32 horizontal directions indicated on the card of a compass. He checked the point on his compass. Be a signal for or a symptom of. Her behavior points to a severe neurosis. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. A distinct part that can be specified separately in a group of things that could be enumerated on a list. The main point on the agenda was taken up first. An outstanding characteristic. His acting was one of the high points of the movie. A V shape. The cannibal's teeth were filed to sharp points. A contact in the distributor. As the rotor turns, its projecting arm contacts them and current flows to the spark plugs. The dot at the left of a decimal fraction. Direct into a position for use. Point a gun. Indicate a place, direction, person, or thing, either spatially or figuratively. He pointed to the empty parking space. The property of a shape that tapers to a sharp tip. The gun muzzle's direction. He held me up at the point of a gun. A V-shaped mark at one end of an arrow pointer. The point of the arrow was due north. An isolated fact that is considered separately from the whole. A point of information. A wall socket. An instant of time. At that point I had to leave. A very small circular shape. A row of points. Direct the course. Determine the direction of traveling. Give a point to. Intend something, to move towards a certain goal. A punctuation mark, placed at the end of a declarative sentence to indicate a full stop or after abbreviations. A brief version of the essential meaning of something. Get to the point. A distinguishing or individuating characteristic. He knows my bad points as well as my good points. A geometric element that has position but no extension. A point is defined by its coordinates. A linear unit used to measure the size of type, approximately 1/72 inch. A promontory extending out into a large body of water. They sailed south around the point. A style in speech or writing that arrests attention and has a penetrating or convincing quality or effect. Be positionable in a specified manner. The gun points with ease. Indicate the presence of game by standing and pointing with the muzzle. The dog pointed the dead duck. Mark, a psalm text, to indicate the points at which the music changes. Mark, Hebrew words, with diacritics. Mark with diacritics. Point the letter. 1% of the total principal of a loan. It is paid at the time the loan is made and is independent of the interest on the loan. Sharp end. He stuck the point of the knife into a tree. The object of an activity. What is the point of discussing it? The precise location of something, a spatially limited location. She walked to a point where she could survey the whole street. The unit of counting in scoring a game or contest. He scored 20 points in the first half. Make, a surface, shine. Make smooth or smoother, as if by rubbing. Become smooth. Music, without breaks between notes, smooth and connected. Of a body of water, free from disturbance by heavy waves. A smooth channel crossing. Make, a surface, shine. Make smooth or smoother, as if by rubbing. Smooth the surface of the wood. Free from obstructions. Smooth the way towards peace negotiations. Smoothly agreeable and courteous with a degree of sophistication. The manager pacified the customer with a smooth apology for the error. Smooth and unconstrained in movement. A long, smooth stride. Having a surface free from roughness or bumps or ridges or irregularities. Smooth skin. Lacking obstructions or difficulties. The bill's path through the legislature was smooth and orderly. Of the margin of a leaf shape, not broken up into teeth. The act of smoothing. He gave his hair a quick smooth. Of motion that runs or flows or proceeds without jolts or turbulence. A smooth ride. An airplane powered by one or more jet engines. A high-speed military or naval airplane designed to destroy enemy aircraft in the air. Someone who fights, or is fighting. A high-speed military or naval airplane designed to destroy enemy aircraft in the air. Someone who fights for a cause. An artificially produced flow of water. Issue in a jet. Come out in a jet, stream or spring forth. Water jetted forth. The occurrence of a sudden discharge, as of liquid. An airplane powered by one or more jet engines. Atmospheric discharges, lasting 10 milliseconds, bursting from the tops of giant storm clouds in blue cones that widen as they flash upward. Street names for ketamine. Of the blackest black, similar to the color of jet or coal. A hard black form of lignite that takes a brilliant polish and is used in jewelry or ornamentation. Fly a jet plane. An airplane with wings that give it the appearance of an isosceles triangle.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.